Bonjour. And the adjective in French part 2 is the name of this video. Quick recap of the previous episode first. In part 1, we covered the common irregular endings of adjectives in French. It was fun, it was the bomb. I hope you had fun too. Of course, now get this, we are going to have even more fun today, if that's even possible. Because studying the position of the adjectives in French, it's the cat's meow. Yeah, it's really cool. It's the bomb, even sometimes, if sometimes the rules don't make sense. Or maybe they do they? That's what we're covering in this video, and there will be more irregularities, more exceptions, enough to satiate just about anyone looking for a ruthless challenge. Because sometimes in life you have to roll with the punches. I didn't say that, others people have. So are you ready? Ding, 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 ding. This is round 1. The adjective in French. An adjective, what is it? It agrees, it gender and number with the word it is wedded to. So you have to know the gender and the number of a word in order to agree the adjective properly with it. So let's look at numbers. The majority of adjectives in French form their plural adding an S. Very easy so far. It's easy. Is it? Long, long with an S. Longue, longer with an S. However, some irregularities, not so many compared to the previous video where I went bonkers with irregularities. This one is easy. This table is easy to study. Adjectives ending in S don't change form in the plural. Gris, gris, which means gray. X, adjectives ending in X, don't change form in the plural. Precious, précieux, is still precious, précieux. Or, E-A-U becomes an adjective with an X at the end. Beau, beau with an X. And then we have the adjectives that end with AL, like abyssal becomes abyssaux. And if you understand English, you understand what an adjective means. However, there is an exception to that rule, an exception within an exception. And here we have banal, for example, you add an S. Fatal, you add an S. So be careful about those words in general and adjectives included that end with A and L. They can either be AUX or ALS. That was the first part, number. Round 2, ding, 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 position. In general, the adjective will sit right after the noun it is wedded to. A luminous antenna. Une antenne lumineuse. A luminous antenna. The adjective is before, as you can see. Here it is after. So in general, you gotta have to view the world differently when you speak French. The adjective in general, think it is after the word, not before the word, because here in French the word is king, although not every time. Exception 1. When the adjective has something to do with age, size, goodness, or beauty, it rests in front of the noun. And we have a few examples here. The age. The old robot becomes le vieux robot. I didn't say le robot vieux. It's the old robot because it belongs to the category of age adjectives. Size, the big automaton. Le grand automate. See, again, we have the same order as in English because it belongs to one of those 4 categories. Goodness, the kind droid. Le gentil droïde. And here, remember, we have the I tréma. It's an I that is explicitly pronounced I, regardless of the vowel that is attached to it. Unlike OI becomes wa. Here, I tréma remains I, droïde. And eventually, beauty, the pretty robot, le joli drone. Ooh, I made a mistake there. The pretty drone, le joli drone. Here, same order as in English, so try to get into the habit of asking yourself, what kind of adjective category am I using right now? Because if it is an adjective of age, size, goodness, or beauty, you're going to have a different order. You can have it just like in English in front of the word. Exception number 2. In French, we link consecutive adjectives with et, and this is something that here is different in English. Let's observe a luminous jetpack, un réacteur dorsal lumineux. It is before, here before the word, here it is after the word. This is the rule, the basic rule of where we place adjectives in French. But now we're going to add one more adjective, a luminous blinking jetpack, un réacteur dorsal lumineux et clignotant. So réacteur dorsal is jetpack, okay? Lumineux is the first adjective, et clignotant, second adjective, and we link those two with et. Now we're going to add a third one. See where I'm going with this? A luminous blinking buzzing jetpack. Un réacteur dorsal, again, jetpack. Lumineux, virgule, clignotant et bourdonnant. Buzzing, bourdonnant. There we have 3 adjectives, but the 2 last ones are linked with et. And you could say that is the magic formula, because you might have asked, so what is the magic formula? How do I combine all these things? Well, there you have it. You link the 2 last ones with et. Clignotant et bourdonnant. In English, that would have been a jetpack, luminous, blinking, and buzzing. See, different order, different order. French is definitely a different language. Now, be warned, because there's exception number 3. Some adjectives can be placed in front or after the noun, but then they change meaning depending on where they sit. My clean robot, for example, mon robot propre, doesn't mean my own robot, mon propre robot. And it's something you can have in other languages as well. French is not exclusive when it comes to the where you put adjectives in a sentence. However, in that case, we need to separate English and French. Here, French has some adjectives that are going to change meaning depending on where they sit. Because that's the case of adjectives that can be placed wherever, before, after, but then they change meaning. Un projet simple, a simple project, is not the same as un simple projet, just a project. Un simple robot is just a robot. C'est une simple idée, it's just an idea. But un robot simple, it's a simple robot. Une idée simple, it's a simple idea. A simple project, it's un projet simple. And that covers a good chunk of adjectives, because that was already video number 2. Quick recap here. We covered, wow, that was a lot of material. Number, you just had an S, majority of the time. Irregularities, we covered them. Position, most of the time, or the majority of the time, the adjective is after the word. Exception number 1, when you have an adjective of age, size, goodness, of beauty, or beauty, it's before the word, just like in English, and that's magical. Exception number 2, when you have several adjectives, you link the 2 ones that you can see here, 2 or more adjectives, you're going to link the 2 last ones with a. You could also link them all with a. It's just that if you remember that you're not going to have the same order as in English, and you're not going to have like adjective following one another without and, that's the gist of it. Clignotant et bourdonnant. More than one adjective, you gotta add an et. You gotta add an and. And exception number 3, watch out for those adjectives that change meaning depending on where they sit. By now, you will have realized that adjectives in French aren't always easy to master, right? But hopefully I've done a good enough job at sustaining attention levels, because now it's time to take this content somewhere awesome. So roll up your sleeve, and if you're not wearing sleeves, you can pretend like you're rolling up your sleeves anyway, or reading up an Atlantic bonito. It's a beautiful fish you can see on screen. And when you're done marveling at this fish, let's watch the fish again. Atlantic bonito. Well, click the link below the video to complete these videos exercise. Trust me, in a world where so many brains are turning into plastic jelly, you'll be glad you did one day, and I'll see you there.